thought on the disallowed goal by London in overtime?
That was a good call by the ref. I thought if that's the other way, if that's going the other way against us and it's knocked out from underneath Hutchinson's glove and they count it as a goal, then we're very disappointed. So felt it was a good call.
Back-to-back 2-1 games. Was there a defining moment in this game here tonight beyond the overtime goal that separates you two teams, or I guess it really is that close?
Well, that's our type of game. The last two games are our type of game. Close like that, not giving up a lot of chances. I felt in that game we couldn't get our feet. It took us probably 2 periods to get our feet underneath us, to get our speed up, to get our feet moving. But then once we did that in the third period, we were able to create some chances, to be able to get into the game. I thought both teams looked a little tired, obviously, for obvious reasons in all 3 periods. But I liked our third, was just okay with our first and second. I felt obviously the opportunities on the power play were chances when you look during games where you can really have a look to get up in the game, or at those times draw even, or even in the first period go ahead. So, it's you wouldn't expect anything less than a series. We fully expect a long series here. Playoffs, they're not decided on one game. We realize game 3s are important, part of 7-game sets, but it's not decided on one game. I thought as the game wore on, there was more in the third period, but we realized that we have to have our legs, we have to have our speed at a higher level for 60 full minutes.
Was that coupled in the third with your ability to get to the front of the net more as well?
I thought the number one thing was in the first 2 periods we couldn't break out, and we couldn't break out because we weren't skating enough. They're a team that puts a lot of pucks to the net, and we would try to break out. Puck would come back to the front of net. One guy was there, the other wasn't supporting. We just weren't getting to those loose pucks, getting to areas to be able to break it out. Once we corrected that and got moving, we were able to get out of the defensive zone and play in the area we want to, which is obviously the offensive zone. And yes, I felt once we got there, we had more net front presence. Not just traffic, but screens, and we were able to get pucks there. And any time, we've always been like this all season long, especially in the playoffs, when you get a goal, it all of a sudden just ignites us with the excitement in the building here, and I felt that was the case tonight.
You guys have had a lot of perseverance this year. You've had a lot of highs and a lot of lows. How do you expect that the team's going to bounce back from this morale blow?
Yeah, I wouldn't consider it a morale blow. It's a game. It's a lost game. It's part of the playoffs here. You can't expect to win every single game. It happens. We have a real good character group. We're not down. We realize that we didn't play our best for 2 periods. We were happy with our third, as I mentioned, and the overtime was 2 teams going back and forth. So we'll get back to the rink tomorrow, refocus, regroup, and get back to where we need to be for Game 4.
How much would you like rather be playing 2 days from now as opposed to 4 or 5, given what happened? You know what you say about it's just being 1 game. How much would you rather like to get back quickly in the series?
Yeah, it's a valid point. It's the rest is important, obviously, for the day in between. But do you lose a little bit of an edge with regards to being disappointed and angry coming back with a pushback game? You do, but I think that edge is made up with the importance that's on the line here in Game 4.
And I know you had made the answer about the waved off goal, but you seemed very interested in what the referee had to say at the bench afterwards. So what was your conversation?
Well, my comment was I thought it was a little bit of a quick whistle compared to in the first period when Michael Hutchinson when he had it covered for a while, and it was probably a little more extended before they blew the whistle. But like I said, if that's the other way and it's a goal against us when our goaltender has the puck in that same position, then I'm probably a lot more angry than I am right now.
Fine line, coach, separate success on the power play and not success?
Yeah, execution, being able to come up the ice, on our breakouts. I thought they did a really good job on their penalty kill forecheck. We're unable to gain entry. And then from that, a little bit of frustration set in. As a group, we tried to keep them on task of what we were trying to do, but there was some frustration on not being able to gain some momentum and capitalize on those chances.
Do you take away that your group gave themselves a chance to win? I mean, even as far as Cormier coming out of the box?
Yeah, I thought the overtime was, I thought it was really entertaining. It was back and forth. It was fast. The save by Michael Hutchinson on the penalty kill was outstanding. We have Patrice Cormier coming out of the box. The puck wouldn't settle for him, it looked like, from the bench. And then that's always the way the game of hockey goes. You get an opportunity going one way, and usually, 9 times out of 10, it comes back the other way if you don't capitalize.
How important is winning game 4 now that you're down 2-1 in the series?
Well, it's for sure. It's important. It's an important game.
Can you talk about the idea that the 4 days off, that the anger factor, the disappointment factor, you can't act on it so quickly. But there seems to be, there must be players out there, particular players, that could use the rest. I don't know how much Sacramento played tonight. He's played over the last couple of games. Him and Sherratt played a lot, and then he plays on the power play. And if you count yesterday as an unrest day, a guy like that's going to be tired. Some players in your team either tired or hurt or both.
I could look at it both ways. I could give you answers on that. It's that the ability now to have a chance to rest some players will be a huge positive. I'm sure the same goes for the Texas team. And the other side is, as I said, is usually in the structure of the American Hockey League, it's usually a quick turnaround where you're able to, when teams play like this, able to come back with your strong answer of a game. And but also there's a factor of rest this time of year. There's a lot of travel involved in this series, so there's give and take with points on both sides for me. But I know what this group is capable of. They've been a real focused, determined group that realizes the importance of certain points during the season and especially playoffs. So we'll get our best here coming Game 4. We'll have a chance to refocus, like I mentioned, and get headed in the right direction here for 4.
When Newfoundland hears this press conference, they're going to want to hear about the fans. They're going to want to know that they are contributing at some level to the players. Can you respond on their behalf? Well,
I thought you were at the game. I'm sure, just the sheer excitement in the building. I thought just right from the anthem on, it's the loudest I've heard it. It's the loudest I've heard it. We're well aware of all the sellouts that take place here, how knowledgeable these fans are in a great Canadian market. But I thought you could really feel the electricity, and on the bench, the players, you could sense it during the anthem that they realized that it was something special. How engaged the crowd was.
Our full here is a near empty at Texas. I mean, our rinks are a lot different sizes, so you think that plays into it as well too. When they're on the Texas side of things and there's empty seats in the crowd, does that have any effect on the game space or the head space? Well,
I thought if I compare the game on Sunday in Texas compared to the game on Monday, I would say that is a little bit of a factor. That obviously there's more empty seats in their building. If I compare both arenas, the sheer being full capacity rink in a really important game in the Calder Cup Finals, this is what you want. This is not only what you want for the excitement on your team, for both teams, for the American Hockey League, but also for the development of these players to play in high-pressure situations in front of a sold-out building that's really enjoying the game and on the edge of their seat on every single play is something these young players are going to be able to build off in their futures in the National Hockey League.
It looks like Texas has Hutchinson pretty much figured out. They're pretty happy tonight they didn't have eyes on the back of his head. So where are you going to go from here?
They have our goaltender Michael Hutchinson figured out. I thought Michael made some really good saves when there was breakdowns in structure. I like the way Michael played. You would have to ask their coach if they feel that they have him figured out. But I like the way Michael's positioned in that all night long.